Hi, I'm Karthik Parikh and I run Fastech, which is a dedicated test and measurement in the company, one of the unique ones in the telecommunication industry, where we provide test solutions and we cater those test solutions to the Indian telecom market. And that runs from RF on one hand to the backhaul, to the core networks, to optimization products, to synchronization products, and then testing all of this end to end. So that's kind of the background of the company. It's about 37 people now and running in 4 offices: Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, Bangalore, and New Delhi.
So today you participated in this conference as a speaker. So how do you feel about the conference? What is your feedback?
Yes, I have been working with this company, with NextGen, for a while now. I think this is now my fourth or fifth conference that I'm doing, one or the other. This is the second NGCOTN that I'm participating in. I'm very happy. I think I've got the right people together. Not bad in terms of organization. I find Indian companies often, Indian seminars and conferences often going wayward in time, but this is well managed and it's basically very well done. I think I'm very happy.
Transport network industry in India.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like, and what are the opportunities existing for players in this particular market?
Yeah, so I think India is a very unique market for optical transport. We have very large geography, low cost per subscriber. So I think optical transport has a very good role to play. Obviously, with more the wireless penetration, the more the need for a backhaul, the more the need for core and transport and access networks. So yes, there is a big role over here, and I believe that what we should be doing more and more than even what we've been doing is looking into not just optical transport networks or optical access networks as well, because as we see and as I heard today, it's all blending into one. I mean, the transport and access is all going into one. If it is going all into one, then I think today we already saw a lot of discussions on passive optical networks, which is more like an access network than the transport network. So optical networks in general, not just transport, the access, a huge role to play. Transport as well as access, the whole thing. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for Fastech as well, as we see testing these networks as challenging, especially access. The more difficult it gets to the home, when the fiber goes to the home, there are billions of people, there are millions of homes, and if the fiber has to go into even tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of homes, that's a huge opportunity. They say that there are 2 million homes to be wired up now, and that will go to 20 million homes in 2020, which means there are 18 million more homes to be wired up in fiber in the country in just 2 years. That's all, we're already just 2 years away from there. 18 million, fantastic number.
So if you talk about the Indian telecom industry, so this is a huge industry, huge market, particularly for players in the OTN industry. Now coming back to this deployment, so do you see any sort of a major challenge like while deploying OTN, optical transport network, primarily the technology part?
Yeah, certainly, and that is where we come in, because as a test equipment company, we have two roles to play. One is what we call a service activation testing. When I say service activation testing, it means the testing required in order to activate a network, which is what answers your first question, your question in the first place, in terms of what can we do with terms of deployment and activation. Yes, we can validate and certify networks to be working correctly before they are activated. This is very important. Many people had the tendency to do this quick and therefore in order to do it quick, skip the part of doing the activation testing. They'll say, okay, I mean, as long as I see a green LED, it seems to be working, and then revisit the site 3 months later when they saw, well, it was not properly activated, it was not properly configured or installed. So you're doing the same thing twice and you're going to spend much more money. It makes a lot more sense to do it once and do it right, both in terms of the procedures of installation as well as in terms of workmanship. Fiber workmanship becomes extremely critical. You could have one speck of micro dust on your installation, on your fiber, which you can't see it, but it will bring your loss of the fiber 3 dB down or 2 dB down and will mess up the entire installation. So the best practices, the method of installation, and then testing whether the installation has been done right is so relevant in the fiber, much more than what it was in the olden days of non-fiber installations. Yeah.
Sir, thank you very much for taking out time for talking to us.
Thank you very much. Okay, have a nice day. And all the best to Next Gen, and I think you guys are doing a great job. Keep on doing it.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.